My name is Justin Cole. I am the creative marketing director here at Alto Music, and this is my gear story. What I have here is a 1973 Harmony Stella Parlor Body Acoustic, an unforgiving acoustic guitar. So growing up, the person who sort of got me into playing guitar, got me into music, and was my dad, and he grew up and this was the guitar that you got. Now it's First Act, and there's silver tone guitars, and there's all the first timer guitars that you buy, but this was the one. I never really knew about it, and then a bunch of years back I was at my grandparents' house, and I opened a closet in my in like a guest room somewhere, and I saw this thing just leaning up against the side of the closet in the dark corner of it, behind some fur coats and some minks and stuff like that. It was my great-grandma's closet, so what are you gonna do? I saw it leaning there, and it had a lot of wear and tear on it. There was, on the neck, there was just, you couldn't even see the wood under it. It was so just mildewy looking, and the frets were all just completely just corroded looking and dirty, and you could tell it had been played at one point pretty hard, but then was sort of just left to go. And so some time passed, I kept looking at it, and I started playing guitar, and even then I was still not sure if I could even touch it, because my grandparents' house, you don't touch things, you just kind of, no feet on the couch, no running in the hallway, that type of deal. Then one day I was like, hey, can I take this and see if I can do something with it? They don't play guitar, so like, what are they gonna do with it? They said, yeah, we'll bring it down, and they brought it down, and me and my uncle, we went into his wood shop thing that he has at his house, and I was like, how do we make this playable? Because at the time you would play it and it all sounded just like, all just nasty, and didn't sound great. It sounded like it hadn't been played in a while. And so we went in and we cleaned up the neck, took some wool, some steel wool, and went in, kind of cleaned off the frets. Thinking I knew what I was doing, I took the piece of wood that was here that had the bridge on it, and I was like, oh, I don't need this. It looks like it was done, somebody else did this. And I took it off and let it sit for a little bit, and then I brought it home, and it played for about a day, and then the wood settled, and it just was back to square one. And so it sat on my wall for a while, just as a wall decoration. Friends come over, be like, oh yeah, it's an old guitar, it's pretty cool, right? And then you realize you're that guy who just kind of hangs guitars up but doesn't play it. A bunch more years passed, and kind of was sitting around still in the same manner I found it, except for it was in my room this time. And some time passed, and more time passed, and really up until this year, I couldn't get the thing to play right. I would try to record, try to get that, that sort of old-timey, dull acoustic sound out of it, and I just couldn't seem to get it right. It's really, it's an unforgiving guitar. It's got a bolt on the steel reinforced neck, so you can't adjust the action on it. It kind of just is what it is. But I brought it here, and I was noodling around with it, and I had Mike Hamel, who's one of our guitar, just all-around sales guru guys here. He did some work on it. He, readjusted the nut up here. He cleaned it up even more. He, put the bridge at a place where it would be somewhat playable. The action would be playable at least up to about here. And suddenly it kind of started to just like sing a little bit. What I like about a lot of parlor guitars is you get like sort of a intimate kind of, depending on the guitar, you can get like a booming intimate sound, or you can get, sort of like a thin, just a different sound than like your standard, dreadnought acoustic or even smaller body acoustic. And I'm a big fan of Bon Iver and Iron and Wine and Bright Eyes, and I mean, that was sort of my entire, high school and still to this day. So I really liked all the sounds that they would get when they would play those smaller body acoustics. And this one has that, it borders on almost being like a resonator. It's a very like dull, round sound in here, and I just have found myself playing it really more recently. And my dad has since passed away, and it's sort of, kind of a reminder for me of like, no matter how complicated your gear journey gets, no matter how complicated music gets for you, and no matter how in your own head you get, if you kind of scale it back and you go to the minimal, you can get a lot out of it. Don't overthink things. That's sort of what it's a reminder of. And if you look at it, I mean, there's dings and dents. It's got character, and that's what I like about it. I'm looking forward to, now that I have it in a playable manner, I'm looking forward to recording more with it, because I've always been looking for like the parlor body that was for me, and I didn't know it was in my grandparents' closet this whole time. And you know, it's pretty cool. Yeah, don't overthink things. That's, I guess, what the story is behind this. And another cool feature of it is if you, and I just found this out about 20 minutes ago when I was looking up some things about this guitar, you can tell it was made in fall of 1973. I know it was the fall of 1973, so there's a stamp in here, right above the bracing in the middle there, and it says F73. Somebody else was selling one, it's at S72, spring of 72, fall of 73, made in the USA. My name's Justin Cole, that's my gear story, and I'm sticking to it.